Hey everyone, and welcome to Tech Talk with Chad. This is episode 2 of my podcasting series, and we're going to be talking about podcast hosts today. Now, in the previous episode, we talked about how to create your first podcast, the programs and tools you'll need, as well as a microphone choice. And now, for probably one of the most important parts of, if not, the most important part of podcasting, where to put your podcast. Because, this is the toughest decision you'll ever make when making a podcast. Because if you're like me, you want to get it for free, and you still want to have plenty of storage, a good feature base, and, you just want it to work well, and you don't want to pay much for it. And I've found 3 sites that do this free, and I think they're pretty good. So we'll have a look at these sites. Now, our first site is Podbean.com. Now, Podbean is free, and I think it offers 100 megabytes of storage. And the neat thing about Podbean is that it's based off of WordPress. So if you know how to use WordPress, you'll have it'll be easy navigating Podbean. Also, the WordPress features make it easier for you to upload and post new podcasts. Also, there's on Podbean, you can have a lot more control over the iTunes stuff, iTunes tags, and all the settings in iTunes. You'll have a bunch of them to tweak in Podbean. But the downside of Podbean is it only has 100 megabytes of storage. So if you're going to be uploading a lot of podcasts, that won't work out well for you unless your file sizes are very small. Next, we have mypodcast.com, which has the most amount of storage and bandwidth, unlimited storage and unlimited bandwidth. However, my podcast includes 15-second ads, and they just 1 to 2 15-second ads depending on the length, and it'll just put them in your podcast wherever. And although the ads are unnecessary, unwanted, this does give you the best experience possible and the most storage and the most bandwidth for free for not a single cent. So that might be desirable too. Next, we have my personal favorite and the one I use for my own podcast, Podomatic.com. This is free, and it does have the most storage capacity out of the 3 without any limitations, so no ads or anything. It's 500 megabytes of storage, and I think 2 gigabytes of bandwidth per month. And the nice thing about Podomatic is it's social oriented. So, you have your what are you doing now? It's sort of like a Twitter kind of thing. And it's very social. So it tries to make it as easy as possible to find podcasts, and to like and subscribe to podcasts. And it also gives you the ability to create your own podcast site and host it through Podomatic, which is nice. Now, this is my site that I made through Podomatic, which is gamersloungecast.co.cc. And they don't give you the co.cc. That's a free domain that I got. I'm making another video on that. But this is basically a site. It is a very nice, clean site. As you can see, you have your title. You have this little earbud thing. You can change the themes around a bit. If you don't have the paid functionality, because all of these have higher upgrades, but if you don't upgrade your account, they will show an ad at the top, and the choices for customizing your site will be limited, but it is good for a free site. And as you can see, it's a very nice, clean layout. In the bottom corner, you do have subscribe with iTunes, which is nice. And it does include some RSS feeds, too. So if you're posting to iTunes, you have those feeds there to fall back on. And if you play an episode, it opens in this nice little pop-up window. And as I said, this is very socially oriented. You can tell your friends about this. You can post it on Facebook. You can add it to your playlist. You can comment on it. You can see how many plays there were this month. You can share it with an email. You can, take the link and everything. It'll rank your podcast up against other sites, and you can follow the podcast. So that's a really nice thing to check out. And those are the main 3 hosting sites that I would recommend if you want to podcast. Now, in the next episode of this, I'm going to be showing you how to upload your podcast to iTunes. And that's really the final step of the journey of your podcast. That's the grand goal for every podcaster, is to get their podcast on iTunes. And I'll show you how to do it and how to get your own little spot on iTunes. So that's all for this episode. And look forward to the next and final episode, which I'll be releasing probably later today, shortly after this one. And that's all for this. Have a great day.